Do you have friends who are better than you but you still want to play together? In this video, I will go over tools and tips that you can utilize to maximize your impact on the game, even if the lobby you're in is just full of better players. This way, even if everyone around you is super skilled, you will be able to participate, have fun, and of course, win. Let's get into it. First thing before we jump into actual tips is that you need to realize you're doing this to win as a team. That will be the primary motivation, and therefore you will have to put your ego aside and do some things that will lead to almost certain death, but boost your team's chances of winning a round. For a starter, please, let's play a spot where we will have the least action or the best possibility to get away with mistakes. I created these graphics for you based on statistics and personal experience where you should play on CD side. For Ancient, I was a bit conflicted. I would rather not put you on B anchor, because if you give entry every round, it will be super difficult to retake the site. As a cave player, it is a bit better, but knowing utility for lane is a must and they are not that easy. So I decided to go for A anchor / donut because it is more retakeable and you can get a lot of free damage by just spamming the smokes. I won't give you spots for T side because I think that you need to roam around the map more, and tip number 2 will explain it nicely. For T side, you need to create space for your team. Do not play too passive, just sitting in the corner, passively hoping for an easy kill only to be lost alive in the round. I want you to stick with your friend or the best player on your team to create possibilities of him getting activated. This will be done by entering dangerous areas of the map and using utility to take map control. If you die, your skilled player should have an easier time trade fragging, and 4v4 will generally be an advantage for terrorists because it opens up the map and a lot of CTs are suddenly overworked. They have to have a gap somewhere in their defense. So basically, I'm telling you to be more of an entry fragger. That can be a separate video on its own, but if you're crossing a line like slope on Mirage and you know enemy can have an op on ticket, you running out will be hard to survive. Going out with a flash is the way to go, but there are certain peaks, such as this one, to bait a shot and be considerably more safe. There are little tricks like these all around the map, so knowing them may increase the chances of you winning ever so slightly. And that is what this video is about, optimizing against all odds. Being in the middle of the action also makes sense for another reason. You will have a good understanding of what nades to throw, and this is the skill we will be leaning into a lot. When you suck in the mechanical part of the game like aim, grenades are a constant that no matter how good of a player you are, they will always stay the same. The lineup is the same, the landing spot is the same, and therefore the impact is the same. We want to throw a lot of utility to keep the control of the areas, get kills, or set up teammates. I would always suggest that dying with a full pack of nades is the worst investment in CS, so please use your grenades early. Knowing lineups is a key here. If you don't know the proper lineups for smokes or flashes, you might as well just not buy them at all, as it can backfire. Just save money for different ways to use them. Which brings me to tip number 4. Give those good weapons to good players. Nothing pains me more than seeing a bottom fragger with an M4 while the one carrying runs around with an MP9 or worse, FAMAS. The whole point is to enable our teammates, and having a good gun is probably the easiest way to do so. This nicely leans into the economy game, where if you're creating space, you ideally can do a lot of damage, let's say with Mach 10 on T side, by jumping dangerous corners and running enemies down. The gun is cheap, you can afford it almost every round, and the kill reward is $900, so it snowballs into having more cash, which you can either use for utility or if teammates request drops. Giving great tools to those who can use it gives me a nice moment to talk about the sponsor of this video, Rankacy. Rankacy is a platform which tracks your most important metrics from past games and gives you ideas of what to improve on so you become better. These stats are very easy to read and understand. They don't overwhelm you, but rather encourage you to know what you should work on. It can automatically detect a highlight in game if you had a great round, and with one click you can generate these clips and share them with others in 4K. This platform is completely free and is in alpha state, so any feedback given to people behind it is going to be worth gold. Check the link in the description to try it out with your friends and challenge each other who has better stats to see how you progress together. Thank you, Rankacy, for this opportunity. Let's get back to utility for a moment. I said that some lineups are just too important not to know, and I know you play CS to shoot, not to sweat pixel perfect lineups for a smoke that might be blown away by HE anyway, but let me tell you that playing CS at proper level without utilities is just impossible. Oppers will have a field day and opponents will run around without anything to worry about because they know they are just better at aiming than you, so they will gladly work with the fact that you are unable to throw a single distraction nade or a flash to mess up with their game. Glad that YouTube is full of tutorials for nades and all these maps, so please take 5 minutes before queuing Mirage just to observe some smoke lineups, try them during warm-up for example, and offer them in an actual game. Another thing I want to talk about is something I should probably mention at the beginning because of how important this is. Yet, when you think about it, it will be the easiest one to implement. CS is a game of information. Therefore, giving this information to others is the definition of impact. You help others paint a picture of the round. Good players, if they have enough information, can play basically like they have a wall hack, so enable them having this wall hack. Communicating what you see, what you hear, and what you're about to do is so crucial that the good player will adapt his play to yours to make it even more effective, or he will tell you to stop doing what you wanted because he can't react to it properly. In general, talking is a basic skill all of us use to convey ideas. It is no different in games. I will end this tip with a crazy stat line. If you are a lobby of 5 level 4s against 5 level 5s, you're going to win the game 70% of the time if all of you communicate together, assuming your opponents don't communicate at all. In general, last tip I'm sharing is more like theory or a concept, but maybe you will remember this analogy better. You want to maximize a lifetime of your good teammates because by being alive during the round, they can create the most impact. You want to have the best players in late round situations and clutches or after plans, but your death should be always making some kind of purpose. Either to fake or gain map control or get traded or obtain round winning information. If you happen to be alive in late round by some accident, please, for the love of God, don't try to be a hero and throw away advantage situation. Play crossfires with teammates in after plans, play time, and don't reveal your position by dumping your nades randomly, unless you specifically want to molly the C4 for example. During retakes, try to be the one sticking the bomb and let others cover you. Smoke diffuses are super annoying to deal with on any level. That can be your key to finding impact on CT sites. Overall, every single rule I went over has its potential exceptions, so if you're already writing an angry comment disagreeing with me, that is fine. I will probably agree with you because that is the beauty of CS. There is almost never a way to play the situation perfectly, and dozens of variables will impact one another like a butterfly effect. If you play the game and use the tools we went over, and incredible things happens. You naturally become better by applying good habits against higher skilled opponents. You're not just a decoy running around. Well, you are for now, but you're learning important concepts that will win you games once you play enemies of your real level. So this is not just a band-aid fix, this is secretly a concept to improve. Please share in the comments below if you have other idea how to be impactful that works for you. I will be reading them through and reacting with my thoughts. If you like the video, show me by hitting like, and if you learned something new, subscribe. It's just one click away. Thank you, and in the meantime, see you in another video. Bye bye. Huge shout out to my Ko-fi members for your continual support so I can make videos like this for you. And you should be seeing their names on the screen right now, and if you want to appear here too, please do check my Ko-fi page where you can gain tons of cool and exclusive perks at various tiers of membership. And when I say cool and exclusive, I truly mean it. Go check it out. It's worth it, I promise. Thank you for making my content better and possible.